Hey everybody, Mark again from M&M Adventures. Just doing some videos on things that we've done, modifications to our EagleCap 1165. So there's just going to be, I don't know, 10, maybe a little less, maybe a little more of quick videos on some things we've done to it. Thought you guys might like to see that. Here you go. Okay, first little modification I did is when you get on the roof on this, the ladder, which is over the top edge here, right there, is pretty far down on the back. It doesn't wrap around since there's a rear slide on it. And I will tell you, when we first got this, and I'll be honest, I'm not the most excited about heights, so I'd get up on here, and I did it one day, and I cleaned the roof, and it was a somewhat slippery. Everything was wet. And I realized I wasn't real comfortable trying to hang over the edge and find the ladder. The ladder was slippery. And so I went over to Home Depot and I just bought this handrail and mounted it close to the edge so it would bite into some, I think there's a metal piece there that it bit into. But it's super sturdy. I mean, I can't budge it putting all my weight against it. Anyways, cost me 20-30 bucks, and it's a lot safer to get on and off the camper when you're up here. Another quick modification is we put a rear view camera on top of this. I'm not going to tell you that this says RVS Systems. I'm not overly impressed with this camera. The quality, I made a mistake and didn't research it enough, and the quality isn't great. It does do the job, and when I'm driving, I kind of have a rear view mirror, so to speak, which is nice, and it gets the job done. But I wish I would have taken more time and found a higher quality rear camera. But I'd recommend doing it. It's wireless, so there's a wireless unit that is inside the camper, and it's attached. Unfortunately, they attached it to the parking lights, so you have to have the lights on in order for it to work for me. And so I have to drive with my parking lights on. It's not the end of the world, but I just run the app from my iPad. I mount it on an iPad mount to my windshield right below my rear view mirror, and so I can kind of see what's going on behind me. I'd recommend you do this. Okay, another modification, kind of related to the solar, but to the power in general. This particular camper, when we bought it, came with two 12-volt batteries. As you can see, there was technically room for 3, so I had them add a third one. So there's 3 12 volts in here, and then just so I didn't, I'm not an electrical genius, so I just made a quick mapping of what it looked like as far as the wiring in case I had to do anything with it. And then I typically just take this and I slide it on the side over here, so I always have it in here. But I know there's a lot of options. Some guys like to put 6 volt and everything, but this space was a little tight. I probably could do a 6 volt setup in here, but I wanted to go with this just to see how it worked. And to be honest with you, it's more than adequate for everything we do. And like I said, we've gone 7 days out actually hunting in winter or in not the best weather, running the heater, watching movies, doing whatever at night. And that solar array we have and these batteries have held up great. Okay, going to the bathroom. If you actually go look at these or buy one, it's got a tiny little sink in here. And the faucet that came with it, I'm going to turn this at an angle so you can kind of see how this one comes out. But the other one cut in about right where my finger is. It barely cleared the back here, so the water, trying to wash your hands or something, you had to put them almost here. It was just stupid. I don't know what they were thinking. Tiny faucet. Again, went to Home Depot, picked this up for 20 or 30 bucks. It sits more, not quite in the center, but you can pick your poison if you have a preference on what they look like. But fortunately, the color and everything matches up really well with all the hardware in here. So made that change. The other thing we did, it didn't have a towel bar for your hand towel, so again I went and bought this little ring here and hung it up next to the medicine cabinet, so we could put a hand towel here. Above that, I don't know if you've seen these little clear box things like this that holds Kleenex, but put one of those in here so you could drop the Kleenex box in here. Of course, you gotta have the Kleenex going out the bottom. That, I think, is the only thing we changed in the camper bathroom at this point. Something else my wife requested that I did, which is really minor again, but she always makes menus and different things when we go camping, and she's trying to figure out where to put them. So I bought these little guys on Amazon. Again, you'll see a recurring theme here that I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, but you could buy them wherever you want. Anyways, mounted them on here, and she just slides whatever she has inside there, and she has two options or two places to put it. And then we bought this little pen holder, mounted it there, and she can just clip a pen in here. And this is actually a dry erase marker. She sometimes just writes on these. If she's thinking of something, she'll write a note and then wipe it off. But you can also just put a normal pen there. Anyways, another idea. Another quick little modification. Again, this stuff's from Amazon, but there's little key ring holders. We actually use them for sunglasses and stuff as well, but I just lined them up at the door there. They go down. You could put more or less if you wanted, but we were trying to find a place to put stuff and decided we'd mount those there. Okay, one more modification we did is actually under the kitchen sink. If you go over here, and apparently the camera light came on, but you just saw this light come on. So it's normally really dark in here. So I bought these lights. They're motion activated. They're rechargeable. So there's a little USB adapter here that you can charge them with a little cable. But I put one in the top and I put one in the bottom. So my wife was happy about that. You can see it went off, and I don't know, maybe it'll come back on if I move around. Or it died. But anyways, thanks light for making me look bad when I do it. But anyways, that's what they look like. They're pretty bright, and so you can kind of see everything underneath here. Makes it kind of nice. Hey, number 2 came back on. Alright, that's it. Alright, another item or another change we made, and I'll be honest with you, I did this and I'll probably change it at some point because it's in the kitchen. We actually use this area a ton, so it's in a good spot for us, but it looks like crap. But the main thing I want to show you is this Energizer. It's a, I don't know if you can see that, it says 500 watt power inverter. Reason I bought this particular unit is it's fanless, so it makes no noise, which I don't know if you've ever had one of these small units in your camper, but when the fans kick on, they are just obnoxiously loud and pretty annoying. So this thing, we've had it all of 2017, all of our camping. I plug it in. Fortunately, right here, there's a outlet, so I can just, the reason I put it here is because I'm lazy and it's quick access. Anyways, on and off switch. It's not going to probably make any noise right now anyways if it could, because there's nothing plugged in, but it doesn't have any fans in it. So if you look it up, Energizer 500 watt power inverter on Amazon, you'll find it. You'll see that in the notes. I'm probably going to buy another one and put in the bedroom. We're going to probably switch our bed out for a Sleep Number air bed, and I'll do a video on that later if we do that. Other thing we have here is, I don't know if you've seen these little guys. It's a little Anchor, which I'm a big fan of Anchor products. It's a little 5 outlet USB, and it's got the little plug in here. I like that over the 2 little USB in the charging center, because these I believe are just straight 1 amp. They take forever to charge. We do use them on occasion, but the Anchor unit is a smart charger, so if you have an iPad and it uses 2.1 amps or whatever, it'll charge it at full speed, so to speak. Alright, talk to you guys later. Hey everybody, here's a little tip for cooking, and I don't know if this is just because I suck at cooking or what, but this little tiny oven in our camper, every time I cooked something, it would burn the bottoms of whether it was cinnamon rolls or whatever it might be. We were always struggling with getting the bottoms burnt. So what we found, it appears, is the rack here is too close to the burners, and you can move it up one, but then as you can see, you pretty much don't have any room. So what we found worked is if you take a cookie sheet and you just turn it upside down and you put your dish on it, whether it's the barrier there that adds another layer or it's just a little farther away from the flame, but once we did that, everything cooked great and we didn't have any problems moving forward. So just a little tidbit, if you're having trouble, you can try that. Another really quick minor change we made was there was a little metal rack here, like a single magazine rack, that I didn't really like, and so I went ahead and took it out, and I found this on Amazon. I know it's not a perfect match for the camper, but it's kind of nice because it holds 2 rows of magazines and stuff, and it fit in here perfectly. It's about the same width. It's actually, I'm sorry, it's wider than the piece underneath, but it's not wide enough that when the slide comes in that it interferes with it. So anyways, that's it. Hey everybody, another change we made to the camper. If you're looking at, this is the passenger side, and if you're looking at this side, there's no windows except for the little one up in the front right over there, and you have to climb on the bed to look out that. Not really ideal. Somebody's knocking on the door, you're wanting to see something out there. There's also a window on the door over here, but that window was just a frosted window that was useless for seeing out of, and really drove me nuts kind of being blind looking out this side of the camper. So I did a little research, and I was originally going to just replace the window part with have like a custom window cut out, like tinted, and put in there, which is kind of going to be a pain. And again, I got on my apparently favorite website, Amazon, and I found this kit that you just buy. It was 80 or 90 bucks, and you unscrew the window. So I'm going to show you this. This is a tinted tempered glass, I guess, window, and if I don't fall going in here, I'll show it to you from the other side. Bear with me for the crummy video. Alright, so if I back up, hey, look at that, I can see outside now on this side. So the nice thing about it is it was super easy. It took me like 15 or 20 minutes to change. There's hang on, enjoy the view. As you can see, there's like there's screws all around the frame of it, and you just take them all out, pop the window out, there's instructions, and you're good to go. The other thing that I wanted to mention in showing you this is it actually has a built-in shade when you buy this. So, and I've never used it, so I've got to figure out how to pull it down. Pull it down, and I know I'm too close to it, but you get the idea. You get some privacy, which is really cool. The only thing that's kind of silly about it is if you close the door, the screen's obviously in the way, so in order to put this little guy down, you have to open the door back up without the screen and put it up and down. Frankly, I don't really care. We probably won't even put it down most of the time, but nice glass windows. You can kind of see here it's tinted, and I will tell you, I did have my wife stand inside and I stood outside, and I could not see her from the angle I was at. And I'm guessing if the lighting's a little different, or if the windows are open and there's a lot of light in the camper, that'll probably be a little different. But from the outside looking in, from a privacy standpoint, it's kind of nice because I don't know if you can see that, but it looks really black from out here. At least you can see the tree reflection. So that's actually one of my favorite things we did, just because I like being able to see out the door. Talk to you later. Hey everybody, this is Mark with M&M Adventures. Just showing you another little, this isn't a tip, this is just a change we're making. I'd say an improvement, hopefully, to the camper. But this is the undercarriage part, or the storage in the bottom. let me back out a little bit. I'm at the back of the camper. This opens up, and this thing's pretty long. It's probably about 6 feet back, so it's good storage. Another section up here that has some stuff in it, but if you see back in there where that circle and that little, that's a flashlight actually, that's where you have to crawl in to get to the drains for the water tank and the drains for the cold and hot water if you're gonna completely like drain it out. And you also, to winterize it, you've got to reach in that hole, and they've got a hose in there to pull out. It's a ludicrously stupid setup, because every time you need to drain the tank, which we normally always drain our freshwater tank after every time we use the camper in our motorhomes and stuff in the past. This one, you have to pull everything you have in storage out, crawl back in here, which I'm going to do right now. So sorry for the bad video, but you've got to crawl back in here, and this is actually a flashlight so I can show you guys. But there's anyways, the pump's back here, everything's back through this tiny little hole, and anyways, it sucks. It's really just a dumb setup. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to take out this entire wall here, and I'm sorry, this could be blurry, I don't know, but anyways, I'm gonna unscrew this wall, take it out, and my plan is to put a piece of plexiglass. I'm gonna cut out a big section of this wall and put a hinged plexiglass piece in, so I can come back in here and flip it open and get to this stuff real easy. So I'll add to this video another clip that shows the kind of finished product when I'm done. All right, talk to you in a little bit. Hey everybody, Mark with M&M Adventures. Just kind of part 2 of this little change we made. This is the under compartment on the Eagle Cap 1165. And in the previous clip, you might have noticed this back panel here had a little round circle to get back to everything. So I pulled that little wall out, cut out a bigger section, and put a little plexiglass window in here. So I thought I'd show you what that looks like. Crawl back in here. It's gonna be a little shaky probably, but what you can see is now, without opening that door, which you can see I velcroed right on the sides there, and then I put a hinge. I mean, this cost me about 20 bucks to do. And now I can open that. I can get to my pump. I can get to all the valves for the water. Just makes it way easier to get in and out of here. So if you feel like messing with it, it was pretty easy to do, and took me an hour and 20 bucks. Talk to you later.